You are my top financial advisor, and I have 1 lakh to invest in stock market, 1 lakh rupees. But I want clarity on where to invest. Should I go for Indian stock or US stock? Which option will give me more profit in the long run? Let's discuss one by one. Let's start with Indian stock. Can you suggest me some Indian companies that I can invest today, which will give me massive profit after 10 years?
Absolutely. When it comes to Indian stocks with a long term horizon, a few sectors stand out, like technology, renewable energy, and healthcare. Companies like Reliance Industries, Infosys, and Tata Consultancy Services have shown consistent growth. We could also look into emerging players in the electric vehicle space or pharma companies focusing on innovation. Let me know if any of these areas interest you, and I can dive deeper.
Actually, no, I have a Indian stock in mind because let's take Adani Enterprise. If I had invested 1 lakh rupees in Adani stock in 2015, that investment would be worth around 40 lakhs approximately today. Can you imagine this?
Absolutely. That's quite an impressive growth story. Adani Enterprises definitely had a remarkable run over the past decade. It really shows how early investment in the right companies can lead to massive returns. If you're looking at similar high potential stocks now, we can definitely explore that and see which companies are showing similar potential for the next decade.
So, if I invested 1 lakh of rupees in Adani Enterprise right now, today, how much profit do you think I will get after 10 years? If in case I'm selling that entire stock.
Sure. For a rough estimate, if Adani Enterprises continues its growth trajectory and the share price increases significantly over the next decade, you could potentially see your 1 lakh investment grow to anywhere between 5 to 10 lakhs or even more, depending on how the company performs. Of course, it's always good to keep in mind the risks and market volatility, but that's a ballpark idea.
Okay, so for 1 lakh to approximately 9 to 10 lakhs. That's insane. But what is the capital gain tax I will be paying for that?
In India, for listed equity shares, long term capital gains tax applies if you hold the investment for more than 1 year. Currently, the long term capital gains LTCG tax rate is 10% on gains above 1 lakh in a financial year. So if your profit exceeds 1 lakh in a year, you'll pay 10% on the amount above that threshold. It's definitely more favorable compared to short term capital gains, which are taxed at 15%.
Okay, so 10 percentage of tax. So I want to discuss about this. Why is the growth only around 5 to 10 times from 2025 to 2035, while from 2015 to 25 the Adani enterprise stock almost is like 40 to 50 times the growth is. You take human civilization. In the beginning, humans were primitive. There was so much room to grow and advance. We started with the rocks as tool, then moved to metals, then we used rare minerals. We used hybrid metals now. You know, we are in that evolution. But there comes a point where there is no room to grow, no space to evolve, a point where we might have already reached our peak of civilization. Do you think that same applies to technology as well? Because you see internet, then comes the AI. I am not sure what is after AI.
That's a really thought provoking point. In terms of growth, the early stages of any industry or even civilization tend to have exponential growth because there's so much untapped potential and innovation. As we mature, growth tends to slow down because we reach more of the market saturation and there are fewer groundbreaking innovations that can match the initial pace. With technology, it's somewhat similar. After AI, we might see advancements in quantum computing, biotechnology, or even more integrated systems combining AI with other emerging tech. But as you said, there might come a point where the rate of groundbreaking innovation slows down. It's definitely fascinating to think about how that might unfold.
Can you explain about the Adani? So it is a similar thing because from 2015 to 2025, Adani had the space to grow. It was still expanding the empire. It was still growing up. So that's why do you think from 2025 to 2035, you see like a lesser growth? Adani is going to be the backbone of Indian economy because it's a major role. It's playing a major role. But can you explain why?
Absolutely. That's a great observation. In the earlier phase, like from 2015 to 2025, Adani Enterprises was expanding rapidly into new sectors like ports, logistics, renewable energy, and infrastructure. So the growth was more exponential because they were capturing new markets and scaling up rapidly. As we move forward into 2025 and beyond, the company will likely focus on consolidating its position, optimizing operations, and maintaining its leadership in those sectors. That tends to mean a more stable but slower growth trajectory. The company will still contribute significantly to the Indian economy, but the growth rate might not be as explosive as in the earlier phase. It's a natural progression as companies mature and the market stabilizes.
Okay. You see, that's the advantage of being an early investor. Of course, sometimes the investment might go down and lose money. But other times it would grow to 2 crores or even 3 crores, right? That's why I'm fascinated by those who can spot opportunity early before anyone else could. I want that eagle's eye that find the golden egg to discover the root before it grows into a Himalayan tree. Now, can you suggest me 4 Indian stocks that are undervalued right now but have the huge potential and give massive profit after 20 years? Just list out the stock name and tell me a reason why this stock will go up.
Sure, here are four undervalued Indian stocks with strong long term potential. First, Power Grid Corporation of India, which benefits from the growing energy demands. Second, PTC Industries, highlighted for its potential upside due to defense spending and exports. Third, Shakti Pumps in the renewable energy sector, showing consistent growth. And fourth, National Aluminium Company NALCO, which is currently trading below its intrinsic value. Just keep in mind that all investments carry risks, so thorough research is always recommended.
I understand, even the stocks you're listing out, maybe it will go down, maybe it is a multi-banger. I totally understand that. Because the reason why I started asking you is because I also want to know about investing in US stocks. But I need a coffee break. Do you like coffee or tea?
Absolutely, and I totally get that. And yes, I'm definitely a coffee fan too. It's the perfect companion for diving into investments. Take your time with that coffee break, and whenever you're ready, we can chat about US stocks and explore those opportunities as well.
Yeah, sure. Because coffee it allows me to think clearly. It makes my mind sharper. Because when it comes to US stock, it's just another 30 minutes. I have a stock in my mind, a company I believe it will revolutionize the entire world. Because this future world needs a different kind of energy. So I cannot, talk for 5 minutes because it is going to be a part two. That is why so far I understood the investing in Indian stocks and capital gain and the multi banger and all that. I appreciate your insight, and we will see next time.
That sounds awesome. I'm really looking forward to diving into that with you. And I'm glad we could chat about Indian stocks and the investment landscape so far. Enjoy your coffee break, and whenever you're ready for the next round, I'll be here. Cheers.